Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
I believe you are, man. You're doing a good job.
Okay, fantastic, cool. So, good afternoon, Whale Coin Talk community. My name is Noah. I'm here with the final AMA of the day, a project called EverWealth. We are joined by Gern and Matt to tell us about the project. And gentlemen, before we start talking about EverWealth, go ahead and give us a quick background of who you are and how you got to be in the crypto space today.
Yeah, I'll start that off. So I've been in crypto since 2013, on and off. Founded DeFi and kind of been more involved since then. And that was back in 2021. Started off as a hobby, and now I'm really into it, where it's more like a full-time job. In my personal life, I run several businesses. I manage a business for a large corporation as well. I have a master's degree, so I'm pretty good with business and managing people. Have done that for many years. Military background, and I'm from the U.S. I am personally KYC'd, pink cell, doxed all over the place. So with us, you get a safe project because the team is very transparent, and we're out there, right? We're not scared of hiding behind anything. That's me, and I'll let Matt introduce himself.
Yeah, I'm Matt. I'm one of the founding cores of Rebel Traders AMA Group. Started in crypto in 2017, right before the big crash of 18. Been in crypto ever since. Got into DeFi, of course, whenever SafeMoon come out, and been in DeFi ever since. We started Rebel Traders after being in a bunch of different projects that failed or did stuff that they shouldn't have done, and decided we wanted to make a group to be able to showcase legit projects similar to what y'all do here. And that's kind of how my story went. I'm just a blue collar worker by trade, PLC robotic programming and stuff like that. That's my main field. That's what got me into learning Solidity and doing Solidity. And that's where I'm at today. Like I said, we started EverWealth as a multi-community, and that's how it all began.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing, gentlemen. And I want to jump right into EverWealth. Tell us what a multi-community backed token even is.
Yeah, so we had the idea, right, that we have all this. We're all community owners, like the three cores. I own a community called NFA, and then Matt has a Rebels community, and then we also have John, who's not with us here today. He has his own community called the Help Desk, and we all do the same thing, right? We have our own communities with our own different set of investors, and ultimately we want to bring in projects, host AMAs, and just bring good projects to our communities, right? Our investors. And we decided, hey, you know what? We're doing all of this. Why not just kind of make something for the community? And that's where EverWealth came about. It's not only us; it's other communities as well. They're listed on our website, and you can see everyone there. Kind of everyone that's there on the website, where has some part in the pre-launch or the private sale that took place, and they helped us get started, and are still helping us today, right? Through post or hosting AMAs, continuing the awareness around the project. That's what the project in a nutshell is all about.
Got it. And about how many communities are they?
I believe we got listed over 20 on our website at the moment. Our private sale had a total of 37 individual contributors.
Got it. And what is the idea? And I see that there are no team in dev wallets, which is great, but I'm curious to know what is the idea behind locking private sale tokens forever?
Yeah, so I'll take you on a quick overview of the main things that makes us different, right? So yeah, we hosted a 70 BNB private sale, and that was given to influencers, community owners, people that had connections in the space, people that were gonna ideally help us get in front of the masses, right? Help us long term. So each one got a wallet, and each one did something different, ideally. So we told those people, hey, you know what? We're trying to do something different here, rather than just giving you a bunch of extra tokens and letting you have like a vesting period or no vesting at all. We're gonna decide to lock them forever. And since we are a high rewards token also at heart, they would be able to get their return on investment fairly quickly. And we felt that that was something different, and maybe the space could use something different, right? Especially around the BSC with all the scams and all the untrusting that's going on, and people just going in and out for a quick profit, right? So we decided, hey, private sale, let's lock that forever. That's going to give us a really solid floor right out the gate. And then let's make it even better. Let's not have any developer or team tokens. So myself or Matt, as owners of the project, we're putting in all this work, all these hours. We're not getting paid. We don't have any extra tokens. We have to buy our tokens ourselves. And yeah, I mean, that is what is really different. And just to touch up a little bit on that too, a lot of people were like, are you crazy? How are you going to lock the private sale? How are they ever going to make any money? Well, officially, as of yesterday, is day number 9. Even with relatively low volume, the private sale, all of them were able to make their investment back in just rewards.
Wow. And did you guys do a burn after launch?
No, not necessarily one burn event, because that could be like a gimmick. What we actually do is this project is built for long term. So what we do is we do have an auto burn feature on our buys and sells. So every time there's a transaction, the supply is constantly going down.
Got it. And while we're on the topic of buys and sells, can you give us a quick overview of your tokenomics, please?
Yeah, definitely. So 8% on our buy and 20% on our sell. Now, on the buy and sell is relatively similar until you get to the reward side. So 1% goes to an auto burn feature. It's always burning the supply. 1% goes to liquidity. 2% goes into our marketing. And on the buy, this is where it changes. 4% goes to rewards. And on the sell, 16% go to rewards. So it is designed to incentivize people to buy and not get hit with a heavy tax, and to also hold the token. And then if you decide to leave, you're going to get hit with a higher tax, but that's going to reward the holder. So even though it might look red on the chart from people leaving the chart, they're going to get a nice payday for holding. And that is the incentive around the buy and entry, the entry and sell tax.
So 9 days after launch, your private investors made all of their initial back, and now they are just playing with house money, for lack of a better term.
Yep. That's it. And not only that, I mean, we also noticed, hey, we feel like some people might want to also, sell tokens, right? So we also gave them a whitelist spot to our pre-sale. So if they were wise enough to purchase our pre-sale, they had those tokens that are locked forever, they couldn't touch, just getting passive income. But they were also able to get pre-sale tokens as well, which were free to sell at any time. I think at the all-time high, we went close to a 7x or something like that. Nothing crazy. And it wasn't like a steady pump and dump or anything like that. It was like a steady growth. So it was definitely a different launch, but they were able to get some profits out that way. Plus, the passive income on the privates, which is a great win for everyone.
How did you guys choose prospective investors to get whitelisted?
For whitelist, so we started off with
for the pre-sale.
Yeah, we started off with our private people. We gave every single one that contributed to our private sale one whitelist spot. So that's a start off, and then from there, it was a mixture of doing. We hosted 20 AMAs. I counted. It was a lot. We hosted 20 AMAs prior to launching, and we're still hosting AMAs, right? So that's one thing that we did. Every AMA, we gave away a bunch of whitelist spots. We hosted community events, from meme contests to Twitter contests and so forth. We gave a bunch that way. We had sweep widgets, and we gave some away to some call channels as well. But there wasn't many for those.
That's really cool. Your private sale investors also got into the pre-sale, and those were tokens that they could actually sell eventually or hold. Was there a vesting period, or is there a vesting period for these pre-sale tokens?
Nope. No vesting period for anything. Again, the only thing we locked was the private.
What was the maximum contribution per wallet?
Our private sale got a 2 BNB max contribution per person, one per person. And our pre-sale was a 1.5 BNB contribution. Was originally going to be a 2 BNB, but the demand was really high, and we changed it to the pre-sale to 1.5.
And for the pre-sale, what was, you might have mentioned this already, but what was the hard cap?
I have not mentioned that. Good point. It was a 300 BNB hard cap. We launched relatively around 355,000 market cap, so it was designed to be very low starting off. So you would be able to make some nice profits and not have to have a huge market cap,
Certainly. And what was or how many tokens per BNB did each investor receive?
For the pre-sale, Matt, do you remember, since we did the change?
Yeah, the pre-sale allocation was 1.5 BNB max, which got you 1.875 million tokens.
Understood. And gentlemen, tell me a bit about the dApp. What kind of features does it currently offer, and what kind of features does it plan to offer in the future?
Yeah, so the one unique thing that we did here was we decided to launch our project with utility ready to go, right? And more to come in the near future. So right away, when we launch, we have staking available, and we have a rewards dApp available. In our dApp, you can stake, you can see your staking balance, you can see your BUSD rewards that are pending, your staking that's pending. You can claim them through a feature we call Harvest. And what's really cool is that you can compound both. You don't have to pick one or the other. You get, if you stake, you get EverWealth tokens back, and also get BUSD rewards for holding EverWealth tokens. If you decide you don't want to stake, you still get BUSD reward tokens, but it's not like other staking projects where if you stake and you have rewards, then you only get the staking. You don't get the rewards. You get both with us.
And if an investor decides they're going to stake the token along with BUSD in a liquidity pool, are they also earning reflections simultaneously, or do you have to pick one or the other?
No, yeah, you get both with us, both.
Okay, so I can stake eWealth and BUSD in liquidity pool, and I'm still receiving reflections.
No, the staking is not a paired. It is a single token stake. So you're not actually pairing it with anything. Like I said, it's just a matter of staking the tokens you've got for the length of the period or the pool, and then you get your standard reflections that you would get whether you were staked or not, based on the volume of the token.
Okay, got it. I was only confused because under the staking tab of your dApp, it has EWealth-BUSD and it says staking pool liquidity. I was confused. It looked like a liquidity pool, but it sounds like I was mistaken.
Yeah, that was something we put on just because of the fact that you're receiving the BUSD rewards, whether you're staking or not. I can see where that could be confusing. I probably need to clarify that in the so.
Yeah, it threw me off, but thank you for the clarity. Who are some of your strategic partners?
Well, the main ones are the core, right? So myself, you have Matt and John. So between all of us, we were able to get this project off the ground, and we all play a key role, from development all the way through marketing and connections in the space. I would say those are the key partners, right? In getting this developed and running. But we also have partnerships, and we have, like I said, all the other communities that are involved. One of the partnerships, for example, that I can announce is with a project called Bit Valley, and there's other ones that are coming. And Bit Valley is going to be partnering with us and featuring one of their core utilities within our platform, which is going to be one of our utilities, for example, is going to be a crypto marketplace. So they're going to feature their payments platform within our utility. And that's one of the cool things we wanted to do. We wanted to bring, not only make utilities from scratch ourselves, we wanted to combine this other projects in the space that are doing good things, and combine within a ecosystem and bring them together. And that is just a good example of how we're going to be doing that moving forward.
Incredible. I love that. I want to talk a bit about your Buyback investment fund. And specifically, I'm curious to know how you all plan on diversifying it with different assets, as well as what you plan on doing in regard to staking pools, farms, and other profitable investment opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question. And that's one of the things that we're actually looking into getting going right away. We're in a position to start pursuing that. And so the way it's going to work is, most of the projects you have like a regular buyback, they get some token, they get some money, and they buy back into the chart. Our project, since we have no dApp wallets or anything, or team wallets or anything like that, if we are going to get any money to do anything like that, it comes from our marketing wallet. So, which we have doxed. Everyone can see our marketing wallet all the time. We actually have it within our dApp, and you can see it there. So we get that money, right? Let's say we get, I don't know, $5,000 from our marketing wallet. We're gonna decide to invest that in some project or something that's outside of our project. We're not gonna do a regular buyback on the chart right away. We're going to utilize our connections, our expertise in the space, to invest into something that's going to give us a good return on investment. It could be a private sale allocation into a project that we foresee is going to be really hyped and give us a good return on investment. Could be a staking pool, could be, you name it. It could be a large number of things. As long as it can give us a safe and a good return on investment, we're gonna is open for voting, and we'll put it on the table and see which option we go with. And just give you a quick example. I started trading in DeFi with like 20 grand, and I was able to turn that into 300K fairly quickly several times. And
wow.
I can speak the same for a lot of the guys on the core team. There's been several times that we get 5K, 10K investment and turn that into 300 and so forth. So like we're good about catching projects like this and doing investments that can give us a good return on investment. So that's what we're trying to do with that investment fund.
Certainly, you're treating it as a versatile treasury. And I like that. I like that strategy a lot. I think that it can do really well, and projects can do really well if they make the right moves with their treasury funds. Moving on, I wanted to ask about your NFT collection, what your plans are for developing those, and how many will be available at Genesis, what will be the minting cost, where people can buy them, how we can get whitelisted, all that good stuff. I'll let you, bit of a loaded question, I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, that one, we have it out in Q3 because it's not ready yet. A lot of those questions we cannot answer yet. But I can give you a quick overview though. As far as the requirements and everything to mint them, we don't have those yet. But some of the perks is going to be, they're going to have utility. They're going to be very limited, 200 or less. And you're going to need to meet certain requirements to mint those. We're not just going to give them to everyone and have a gas war or anything like that. It's going to be very exclusive, very limited, very difficult to mint. But if you are lucky to do so, they're going to have utility. They're going to give you passive income, possibly staking opportunities. They give you more rewards, for example. And another really cool feature that we added was we're going to have some rare NFTs that if you mint one of these rare NFTs, there's going to be a handful, right? Not that many. But if you do get to mint one, we actually purchased some pre-sale wallets. And then we're holding those wallets and not doing anything else with them. They're accumulating rewards. And what's going to happen is if you mint one of those rare NFTs, we're going to send you the pre-sale wallet and all the BUSD rewards they have gathered from day one. They're going to be yours. All the tokens, all the rewards, they're going to go into the lucky person that minted the rare NFT. So this is just some of the things that we're coming up with to make them, something that you want to be able to mint and something that you want to look forward to.
Beautiful. I can't wait for those. And will you be, obviously you're going to be giving out announcements and telling us when those are coming up, right?
Yeah, as we get closer, we got that in Q3. We're Q2 now. As we get closer, we'll give out more details and sneak peeks as to how they're going to look, utilities and requirements to mint them.
Awesome. Give us a quick breakdown of your team. I know you guys mentioned you were docs, but more specifically, how many members of your team are there and how many people are developers? How many people are working on marketing? How many people are working on business development, so on and so forth?
Yeah, so the main three is myself, Matt, and John. I'm a jack of all trades per se. I do a lot of marketing myself and a lot of partnerships, and I try to develop a little bit. I don't necessarily code, but I have the ideas. So that's a lot of what I do. And then Matt is hardcore developer for us. He can handle everything. And if not, then he knows where to get it. And but he also does a little bit of the other stuff that I do too. As handling a community, you gotta be like a jack of all trades. And then John, hardcore marketing and financial. In his real life, he's a financial advisor, so he helps us make good decisions. So far, we have every single penny that we spent has been on a safe investment, meaning we haven't gotten rugged on our marketing money or anything like that. So that's a plus. That's a big win. And because we have the right connections in the space, and that's kind of like the core team, right? So John is heavy marketing, but not just marketing, is marketing the right way. And then the rest of the team, we have an admin group that's private, and a lot of the team there is from the private contributions, and or people that have become a mod in our chat or something like that. But I would say 95% of it is private style contributors that are still involved in the project, and we have again around 37 people that contributed. Not everyone is 100% committed every single day, but they are there. They're available as needed, and none of us are paid. We get paid when the token does well and through that passive income.
Fantastic. You mentioned marketing, and I'm glad you did. I would like to speak about your marketing campaign a bit more. What are the more lucrative strategies you guys are using to get exposure and make a name for yourselves? I know you mentioned AMAs, but what else? I know you have a shell army as well. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so we hosted pre-sale a stage. We hosted 20 AMAs. Every advertising, every promotion, everything, every AMA that we did on our pre-sale stage was completely free. And for payment, we gave out whitelist spots. We gave out, we will give out 1 to 2, maybe 3 per community, and we did that for payment, and it was well. I mean, that goes to show how our marketing team works, how smart we are with money. So we landed 20 AMAs completely free, and we have a pretty lengthy list of all those communities that we were going into. Yeah, so we're pretty proud of that, and we also did YouTube videos, Twitter posts, Reddit CMS posts, you name it. We've done it all. Most recently, after we launched, we planned AMAs with big communities like yourself. So obviously those, there's no more whitelist to give or anything like that. So we have to pay for those. So we decided to host the paid AMAs with the bigger AMA groups that give us more exposure. And that's kind of what we got going on this week. I'm not going to name drop, but there's some pretty big groups that we've been going to and or are going to go to. So also yesterday we launched a YouTube campaign where we posted over around 7 to 8 videos all at once, and the idea is to get exposure right into the project, get the project out there. So if you are searching for high rewards token or EverWealth, you're gonna see a video come up, right? So we're working on that, and again, the Reddit portion, we're pushing that as well. But we think the big thing with us is going to be partnerships. So apart from just continuing to doing AMAs and continue to get out there, partnerships is going to be big. So we're going to announce partnerships, and every time we do, we get exposure into that community that we announce a partnership with, and that's going to be big for us in terms of marketing.
And you mentioned that your project was audited. I'm curious to know what other projects your team has worked on in the past.
As a team, that's why it's a little tricky. As a team, we have done many projects. Personally, this is my first project, and this is Matt's second project, and I believe it might be John's first project under his belt. But for example, I have worked with like over 20 projects from the pre-sale to the launch phase. So I have helped them through and also coached them along the way. And even after launch, coached them on what to do to get better, right? And continue to perform. So we have a lot of experience in that aspect, but this is the first time we decided to do something ourselves as a group, as a collective.
And before I get on to community questions here, I did have one more for you, and it's regarding, or I kind of playing off my last question. What are some, you both obviously had long and lucrative careers. What are some past experiences and learning lessons that you've taken from, prior projects, whether it's in crypto or outside of crypto, that you've been involved with and are applying it to the one you're working on today?
Yeah, I would say one of the biggest ones is that we've gotten burned a lot. So in order to make money in this space, you learn to lose money. And then that's how you learn to keep money. So taking profits, knowing what to invest in and what to look for has been a learning experience. I remember when I first started investing in DeFi, I would say I had 5 rugs per week. And they didn't stop. But then slowly I kept learning and learning and learning, and they started reducing to where I haven't had a rug in a very long time now, months, and I'm kind of miss them. um, but yeah, I mean, so I think that was the biggest thing. So that kind of shaped how this project came about, to where it's so safe, so transparent, and really giving back to the community. Because apart from the rugs, we noticed many teams are just really really, what's the right word? They're just about themselves, right? They just want to make a profit, and they don't really care if the project does well or not. Versus here, because if they have free tokens, they can just sell them and whatever. It's free tokens, right? But here, I mean, there's none of that nonsense. Everything's clear, transparent, no free tokens. So, I mean, it is our investment as well. So we wanted to do well. Um, and that is what we learned and what we brought and shaped this project to be different.
Let's call on some community members as I see hands up. Afifa. Afifa, make sure you unmute your mic. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, Afifa, how are you?
Yeah, fine. You?
We're doing good. Thank you.
Can I ask my question?
Certainly.
Can you tell us some of the latest achievements made by the project? Can you describe in details the current development efforts, such as market expansion plans, expected applications, and new upcoming program of events?
Well, that's a loaded one. I'll try my best here. You put me on the spot. So the latest developments, I would say we wanted to kick off the project with utility. So we're giving our holders staking BUSD rewards, a dApp they can see everything on, and they're able to compound everything. So that's right away. We wanted to give something. So that's already live, and you can see it working. We're proud to say that our private holders got their returns on investment back. So everything from here is just a profit. We're giving away, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're giving away over 250 BNB in BUSD rewards thus far, which is pretty amazing. It could be a little bit more, a little bit less, but it's around that range. You can see that in our dApp as well. And then the next phase is to continue delivering on our roadmap, continue delivering on utilities and our partnerships. We're going to start knocking off the investment fund. One of the things, Noah, we didn't touch on was the marketplace, which is I'm pretty bullish on it myself. And just very quickly, if you're familiar with Fiverr, that's what that is. It's a crypto marketplace, not an NFT marketplace or anything like that. A crypto marketplace. So for example, we can list Well Coin Talk in there. We can list everything that you provide, from AMA services to whatever else you guys can provide. We can list your service, and someone that is interested in booking an AMA with you, they can go into that platform, book the service through the payment services that are going to be provided by our partner VidValley, and there's no scamming involved. You cannot get scammed through sending money to just chatting with someone or anything like that. Everything is going to be hosted there in a safe environment with vetted projects. So pretty bullish on that, and that is one of the next things that we're working on alongside the investment fund. And for marketing, like I said before, YouTube campaigns is what we just started running right now. And we're hosting big AMAs with big groups like Well Coin Talk, for example.
Yeah, and after we get through these community questions, Gurm, I would love to hear more about it. If you wanted to share more sneak peeks and details about your marketplace, we have time left in the AMA, so certainly would like to cover more of that. Yes. Next question is going to be from Isaac Ice. Isaac Ice from Golem's Army. Welcome.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I myself am also very interested on the marketing aspects. So I just want to know, have you had any kind of pre-marketing during the development of this your project, like talking to person to person about the project and how it's gonna work?
So you're asking me if we had a pre-marketing for the project?
That's exactly what I'm asking.
Yeah. Again, I mentioned this one already. Yeah, we hosted a bunch of AMAs, 20. We got in front of a bunch of communities, and we posted all throughout social media, right? From Reddit, Twitter, YouTube. We posted everywhere um, on our pre-launch, and we'll continue to do so post-launch because we feel it's also important to continue the momentum post-launch.
Okay, did it have any positive effect on the project? How did it affect the project?
Yeah, I think it was huge, man. Again, one of the cool things is that we didn't have to pay for that. So it came because people were just really bullish. And they wanted an entry into our pre-sale. They wanted to give us more money, right? That's what it came down to. So I think it had a pretty good effect. We were pretty proud of being able to run our pre-marketing campaign completely free, and rather than spend that money on marketing, all of our pre-sale, I mean private sale money, those 70 BNB, we were able to utilize it in development. So to be able to give you the staking, the dApp, and to be able to do all the audits that we did, everything ready before the launch.
Yeah, I think I believe you on that, because the reason why I'm mostly concerned about pre-marketing is because if people get to understand the project before the actual marketing, it's arose interest and it gives confidence. But if you bring in the marketing after the project is being launched or during the pre-sale, it might be a little bit slow. But thank you very much for the explanation.
Yeah, no, so we definitely did a lot of marketing. Yeah, in that sense, yes. And we have been launched now for 10 days.
That's a huge success. Congrats. Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Isaac. Last question, or last audience member question of the AMA, will be from Sayed Rahmat.
Yeah, thank you, Noah. I have a few questions. So you mentioned that your staking is live. I was wondering, it is locked staking or unlocked staking?
I can take that.
Okay.
Like I said, the staking, of course, is a term staking. It shows right on the dApp that the current pool lasts until April 28th. The way our staking works, unlike most, you're not added on time when you stake. So it's not from the time you stake, it's actually the length of the pool. So that makes it to where you can stake and then harvest and reinvest if you want to and compound, and you can continue to add to your staked bag during the pool, and it doesn't affect the length of time. So like I said, the time ends on the April 28th, and up until that time, of course, we have a penalty that's involved if you unstake early. That penalty is set at 20%. So if you decide that, say the chart took off and you decided you wanted to, pull out and take profit, you're welcome to do that. Of course, you will get the 20% penalty. Whenever that time ends on April 28th, the pool will end. You will have a time frame to unstake. Fine. You don't have to do nothing with it. Then the next pool will begin. When that pool begins, it'll be for another 30-day lock. So you have the ability to pull out anytime you want. You just will have to face a penalty if you do.
Understood.
And of course, all those tokens that, what's that?
No, nothing. I was saying I'm getting it. Go on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those tokens that are accumulated if people unstake and are penalized, which we have had a decent amount do that. All those tokens will be going right back into the pool, the future pools. So none of the tokens get took back for any other purpose besides for the dedicated, people that stake will continue to get those tokens fed into them.
Okay, got it. So on your white paper, I've read, and you also mentioned a little earlier that about EverMarket, where service provider will be able to list their services, for example, for EMA, contract development, marketing, audits, etc. I want to know that what will be the requirements for the service provider or freelancer to list their services on EverMarket. I mean, how will you vet the service providers, and will it be necessary for them to be KYC to you?
Yeah, so right away, we'll start off with one of the things that make services like that fail, utilities like that fail, and there's been many that tried, right? Is that they don't have the service providers, they don't have the people to list, or they don't have the people to use the services, right? So one right off the bat, we're gonna have every service you can think of for the most part covered. That I at least that I can think of in crypto is going to be there available for you to book. It's going to be from a vetted source that I have used myself, and or one of our core members have used, and they know the work already. So that is one thing we can provide on launch. So we're going to start off to make it successful with everything vetted, everyone that is 100% safe. Now, moving forward long term, we're going to open it to we're going to make it decentralized. We're going to make you, let's say you yourself, you have a certain feature. Let's say you make dancing videos for crypto. We've seen a couple of those coming around, right? You make dancing videos for crypto. You can list your services there. I don't know you, but you'll be able to list your services, and we'll have even though it is decentralized to anyone can use it, no one has to KYC or anything like that. It's still going to be a safe service because of our payment platform. Our payment platform is not going to allow you to scam anyone without providing the service, and vice versa. So we have the ability to make sure that even though anyone can list, it is still safe.
Okay, got it. I was also wondering that will the service providers or freelancer have the option to receive the payment in the cryptocurrency of their own choice, or only the native token will be used as the payment?
That's a great question. We'll have a couple of native tokens available for payment, and the incentive will be that they give you a discounted rate, but it's not mandatory. We'll have BNB, BUSD, Ethereum, all their tokens available for payment, and you can choose any of those for payment.
Got it. And will there be rating system for service provider as well, so clients can easily know that which service provider is providing the best services?
Correct. Not only will you have a rating system, you'll be able to compare, for example, all the AMAs. You'll be able to compare all the service providers, their rates and their ratings, and make it a wise decision that way.
Okay. And I also want to know that will EverMarket have their own escrow system set in place, or you will be using any third-party escrow services?
For the payments platform, we're going to be utilizing our partner, like I said, VidValley, which is a trusted team, similar that we worked with in the past. We're invested in it, for example, through our communities, and it is a trusted source that we're going to be utilizing for those services.
Got it. Got it. Thank you so much, guys, and best of luck. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for the great questions, as always, Sayed. Gurn, I want you to tell us more about the marketplace. I think it's very exciting, and I know that we forgot to mention it before the community questions. You gave us a quick overview, but yeah, speak your heart on that.
Yeah, so called the EverMarket, right? But it's a crypto marketplace, and the idea is to bring. If you're familiar with Fiverr, it's a very famous platform that I personally use often, and you can find any service related to anything pretty much online that you want done, they can do for you. They can build you a website. They can make your resume. They can do anything, right? As long as you pay for the services. We wanted to bring the same thing for crypto, right? So if you want a sticker pack made for your Telegram, or maybe an introduction video, or maybe you want a website done for your project, you could do that in our platform called EverMarket. And we wanted to make it decentralized, so you're not forced to KYC for your service, but we wanted to make it also a safe place to book the services, which we think is really important to give you the ability, right, as a user, to come to a place where you can find whatever you need for crypto or for your project, if you're launching a new project, or if you want to build on a project that's already launched. We want to give you the ability to come into a place and not only be able to find the service, but be able to book the service without getting scammed. If you have launched a project in the space or have worked with it, you know that the minute you get listed on Pinkcell or something like that, you get a million DMs of people offering you services. So 99% of that is a scam. They're trying to take your money, just so you know. So we're trying to make the space safer and better by not only uniting all these communities and all these utilities and services, but making it safer where you don't have to get scammed by using the space. It's crazy that there's so many scams here. So we're doing our part to make it safer this way. And when I say safer, even though anyone can list, Noah, doesn't mean that even if they're a scam, doesn't mean you're gonna get scammed. If you pay for a service and you don't get that service, that person doesn't get payment, and they get a review on the transaction, and then that you can submit a claim, right, a complaint on the transaction of what's taking place, and we review that. We're able to review that and make our judgment, similar to like PayPal does. So just think of it like that, and that way we'll avoid both parties from getting scammed, right? We'll do our best to avoid scams that way. But if we get repeated offenders that they're not providing the service, or if the service is not as instructed, then we will remove that person from our platform. But we can safely say that starting off, everyone's going to be 100% vetted, and there are people that can provide the service that are listed there.
That's incredible. How many people are you going to have vetting?
For starting off, me, but I can, right away, I can put at least 5 in there. Depends how much volume we get. Right now, just me, I can handle it. And a lot of the ones that are going to be the first ones up are a lot of the people in our private. Because like I said, a lot of the people in our private were picked for a reason. They have different skill sets. For example, I already have a guy that can make you an amazing website, the one that made the website and all the graphics for our project. So if you like what you see with our project, you can go and book that person for your project. Whoever made our contract, our staking contract, you name it, our audits, all of those people are going to be available to be listed there and booked through our platform.
And Gern, before we conclude the AMA, for me, the marketplace is the most exciting part of your project. And not to say that the other parts aren't exciting, but that was awesome. And I can't believe we skipped over it in the first half. I'm glad we got to circle back and have you tell us about it. By the way, you might have mentioned, is it coming out in Q3? When is the marketplace going to be live?
So right now we're working on marketplace and investment fund. That is what Q2. That's what we're working on right now.
Q2.
And it could come off. It could come out as early as next week or 2 weeks from now. Really just waiting on our partner to finish a couple last minute details. But I would say no more than a month from now.
Awesome. Well, Gern, we're coming towards the end of the AMA, and before you go, is there anything that I haven't asked about that you want to tell our community about regarding your project?
No, you know what? I think you covered it pretty well. Pretty good job, Noah. Have to commend you on that. The only thing I would add is that this project, we're aiming for something different. We're not aiming to get a pump and dump. We're not aiming to deliver outrageous stuff on our roadmap or anything like that. We're delivering real stuff. We don't want to how can I say, we don't want to overhype anything. We want to over deliver, and we're always ready. We're smart people behind this project, and we know what to do to make things happen. We know where to go to make things happen, and we have the connections to make it happen. And let's say something doesn't go our way, we know what to do to change it and fix it. And or if we do a mistake, we know how to learn from it and continue on, right? And the key here is that we're not going to give up. We're not quitters. We know what it takes. Also, with our utilities, intentionally, we didn't put a bunch of utilities in there to make it look super bullish or anything like that. We put stuff in there that we're already working on and we know we can deliver, and or is already in the works. So it's already something that's going to happen 100%. But you know, a month from now, Noah, we could add 3, 5, 10 utilities to our roadmap in a heartbeat, and we can do that through partnerships. Just like we have a partnership for a payment system in our marketplace, we'll have several different partnerships that are coming down the pipeline. We're already working on around 5 of them as we speak. So we'll announce those as the project progresses. We don't want to throw everything at once, but just know that if you get into this project now, you're really early. It's actually at a pretty nice price right now. We obviously we went up to almost a 7x. A lot of people took their profit, and good on them. But those holding have made a lot of money in rewards and continue to do so. That gives a good opportunity for new holders here to get into our project at a pretty nice entry, which we believe is the floor. Because remember, a lot of the tokens are locked already and or staked. So I think we're at our floor right now. So getting in now is great. But that's all I had to say. You know, I appreciate your time and for hosting us.
Yeah, Gurn, and I appreciate the compliments. It certainly makes it easy to host an AMA when the person that I'm speaking to is well articulated and just clear and keeps the same energy the whole way through. You know quite a bit about crypto, and you're very precise with what you're trying to build. You've brought together a number of very interesting communities, and you're building an ecosystem that I haven't seen anything quite like in the BSC space, even the crypto space. But that said, community, this is not financial advice. None of these AMAs are financial advice. These are all for educational purposes only. So always do your own research. But it's been a pleasure hosting you today. And I would love to see you guys, you know, come over here for another AMA down the line, maybe 6 months down the line. I'd love to host you and hear about where you are on your timeline and your roadmap.
Yeah, most definitely. I would appreciate that. Yeah, 6 months from now, we should be in a really good position. So we'll definitely love to do so. Come back.
Cheers. Take care, Gurn. Take care, Matt. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the AMA.